All right, we're going to get started. Go ahead and find the end of your mat. Good. Just feet are in parallel here and just start to roll your shoulders. Just take some time here to just think about the successes that you've had this week. You made it to a Friday. And find an exhale, reach behind you, open up your collarbones. Feel all four corners of your feet rooting into the floor. Good, relax that. Now grab those hands up top, clasp your fists, curl your pelvis under so your belly button goes in toward the back of your mat. Push those knuckles away. Take another breath up. And bend the knees, soft fold down onto your legs. Step back with your right leg and come up into your high lunge. Good, reaching long through the front of that back leg here. Inhale, bring the hands behind you again and roll open. Now, if you can look at the ceiling, good. If it messes with your balance, you can lift your head up, but keep your eyes looking down toward your cheeks. Good. Put your hands on the floor and step back to downward dog. Good. Give it a walk here. Feel those calves waking up, opening the chest toward the floor. Roll your shoulders back into your back, so towards your hips. And make way to your plank. Point your tailbone to your heels. Draw those elbows inward. Belly button is up toward the spine. Now remember, if you want to do the plank push-up here, you can. So we'll do one plank push-up and then chaturanga up dog. Good. You can keep it lower here in a cobra with those bent arms if you want to. Good. Take a big inhale as you push back, knees apart, toes together. And enjoy your child's pose. Good. Come up to tabletop. Cat, cow here on your own. Remember, we want to inhale in the pose, expanding the rib cage, and then exhale to the next one. Really try to exaggerate your tailbone here. Good. Tuck your feet and lift to downward dog. Take a breath and lift your left leg into three-leg dog. On your inhale, step forward with your left. Exhale and revolve your lunge. Good. Come back to the center and now step halfway in with your right foot. Push back into your heels. You can always come up to the shin if you need to, and just split your fold here, trying to drive the rib cage down the front leg. But if you're not that warm yet, you can come up here. Just make sure you stay off of your knee. And we'll step into parallel here. Straighten your legs and just lift here into this standing extension. So we're straightening our spine, pushing our shoulder blades down. And I'm kind of pulling my ribs off my hips. And then we're going to exhale and let those ribs go past your hips to your legs. and fold. You may not be as low as you're going to get later. That is okay. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, press through your feet, unhinge up into mountain pose. Exhale, open up here, hands by your side. Inhale, roll your shoulders. Let this movement match your breath. One more. And let it come behind you. Open your collarbones. And find a breath. Up, clasp those hands. And on your exhale, tuck everything under. Inhale up, separate the hands. And soft fold, bend your knees. Good. Take a step back with your left leg. And come up into that high lunge. Reach those arms around behind you and open up your collarbones. And hands to the floor, step back to downward dog. You just feel like those heels are pushing down a little more. And come to plank. Good. Drawing those tailbones toward your heels, belly in. Good. And one plank push up if you want, or just chaturanga to your up dog. Push back, knees apart, toes together, child's pose. Really reach for the top of your mat here. While you do that, push your shoulder blades down. So you're getting your shoulders out of your ears. Good. Come up to your tabletop. And on your own, enjoying that cat-cow. I don't care which one you do first. Exhaling through and inhaling in the pose. Feel that big expansion. Take the time to slowly inhale. Really feeling that. And reset to a neutral spine, your tabletop, tuck your feet, lift to downward dog. Step forward with your your right leg and revolve your lunge. Inhale and step halfway in. Split your fold. Bring your feet into parallel, hands on the shins. Inhale, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Now this one should feel better than the last one. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, push through your feet and unhinge. Take a breath up and exhale into prayer. Good. Now, to challenge our balance today, we're going to do some cycling of this move. We haven't done it in a while, but I know you remember it. So, your hands are going to come into prayer, okay? And you're just going to balance on your leg. I'm on my left leg. This leg behind you, it's not necessarily doing anything like staying straight or anything like that. You are bending. You're going to hinge over and try to touch the floor to the outside of your foot. Then come up. Then we're going to go in front of the foot and come up. And then we're going to go to the inside of the foot and come up. Okay, so go ahead and get your balance in your left leg. Find all four corners of the mat with your feet. Your knee is bending here. You're almost doing a hinge combined with a little one-legged squat there. So we're not, it's not like Warrior 3 where we're straight. It is really more of a bend. All right, so get your balance. Try not to go too fast because you will lose your balance. Go to the outside and then unhinge. Reach for the middle and unhinge. Again, bend the knee and reach for the inside and up. Good. We're going to do it again. Outside and up. If you're really struggling with your balance, you can do what I'm doing here. Just have my toe on the floor. You're still working that leg on the left and the inside and up. Now, reach that right leg up to single leg stand. Extend and bring it in. Extend, bring it in. Extend, bring it in. Extend, bring it in. Reach back with that right leg into your high lunge. Exhale, twist this lunge. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Turn to your left. If you can, try to drop that right knee a little lower. Good. Now turn your right leg and open up to Warrior 2. Make sure you're pushing your right hip in, almost backing the shoulders up. Now we're going to do an extended warrior here. Really, it's Warrior 1. I'm going to turn my heart toward my left leg and I'm reaching over my leg. My weight goes into my front leg. I'm not doing this with my hips. Still pushing the right hip in. Then I'm going to open back up. Okay. So inhale, reach, and exhale back to Warrior 2. Inhale, reach, exhale back to Warrior 2. Inhale, reach, exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale and reach, exhale, Warrior 2. Straighten your legs, reverse triangle. Put that right hand on the back of your right leg. Squeeze the bones of the legs with the muscles and exhale. Now you are going to kick this leg away, kick this hip away. And we're in our triangle. Good. Let's just extend this triangle. Make a straight line from your right hip, that's your top one, to your right hand. So we're not folded. Just stay nice and long. Proud heart here. Feel your fingertips reaching for beyond the top of your mat and your hip reaching for the bottom of your mat. Good, just unhinge for me. You can bend the knee if you need to. Good, now go back into the extended warrior here just one time. Now take a breath and straighten your leg from there and fold. If you can't reach the floor, put your hands on your feet or your foot and your shin, but never your knee. Good, turn that back heel to the ceiling, step back to downward dog. Good, come forward into a plank. Good, now this time we are not gonna chaturanga. So if you want, well, everyone's gonna do the plank push-up. So if you need to drop to your knees, you can. So one plank push-up. Good, now take your left leg out to the side like a kickstand and then drop into your hips. So we're splitting our up dog here. So from your point of view, I kind of look like I'm just doing an up dog, but really my left leg is kicked out to the side. Tuck your right foot, 3-leg dog, left leg's going up, back your hands up if you need to get your heel down. Step forward with your left leg and then drop your right knee. Now get a nice wide kneeling pose here. So my right knee is toward the right side of my mat and my left foot's toward the left side of my mat. Push your hips forward. Good, now take your left foot and just open it like you just stepped in gum and you're looking at the bottom of your left foot. Hands are on the inside. Opening up the hip here. Good, push the shoulders down. Keep your heart lifted. So we don't want to round over the shoulders. Good. If you want to drop to the elbows here, you can, but only if you can keep your heart up, not if it makes you all rounded. Good. From here, lift your lunge, reset that left foot, step back to downward dog again. And we're going to come back to plank. And one plank push up if you want to, chaturanga to up dog. Push back to child's pose. Good. Come to your tabletop. And with an inhale, lift into downward dog. And take a walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, push through your feet. Big breath up into your mountain pose. Exhale into heart center. So our balance here is going to shift into our right leg. Hinge and find your outside of your right foot. And then unhinge. To this in front. And up. To the inside. And up. Outside. And up. Front. And up. Inside. And up. Good. Now extend that left leg all the way up or reach up with it and then extend and bring it in. Extend, bring it in. Extend, bring it in. Extend, bring it in. Step back with your left leg. And open up to warrior two. All right, now turn your heart as you reach. Keep the hips still and reach over that left leg, or right leg rather. Then open back up. Push that left hip in and keep it there. Inhale and reach. Exhale up. Inhale and reach. Exhale up. Inhale and reach. Exhale up. Straighten your leg. Reverse triangle. And now kick that left hip away and open up to your triangle. Good. Unhinge. Take a breath. Good. Bend that front knee and reach over. Inhale. Straighten the leg and then fold. Good. Turn that back foot. Lift into downward dog. And find your plank. Knees if you need to. Everyone, plank push up. Kick your right leg out to the side. Drop your hip to the floor. Lift your heart. Back foot is flat on the floor. Tuck your back foot, lift to 3-leg dog. Good, now step forward with your right leg and you're stepping wide. Drop the knee, let the hips push forward and release. Remember, you can be up here too if you need to. And then we roll onto the blade of that foot. So we're looking at the bottom of the foot. Good, keep your spine nice and in alignment. Don't let yourself hunch over those shoulders with your chin to your chest. Push your shoulders down. You can drop to the elbows if you want to. Good. From here, just take your leg back. And we're going to go back to your plank. One plank push-up if you want to. Chaturanga to up dog. Find your child's pose. Good. Come up to your tabletop position. Tuck your feet. Lift to downward dog. And take a walk to the top of your mat. Inhale in standing extension. Exhale, pull those ribs farther down the front of your legs. Bend your knees, press to your feet. We're coming up to mountain pose. And bring the hands into prayer. Good, take a breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. Now inhale, drop into your hips. Exhale up into chair. Push that up into mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, up into chair. Exhale, up and take a breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale into chair. Lift. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale to chair. Lift. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Step back with your right leg. Come up to high lunge. Now take your arms behind you. Roll the shoulders open. Lift your lunge and turn your back foot. Legs are straight. Now, if you need to put your hands down, please feel free to do that. If not, we're diving over. Push your hips to the back of your mat and then try to add the arms. Good, hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Come to a plank. Chaturanga to up dog. Back to downward dog. And inhale, lift your left leg into three-leg dog. Push that right heel way down. Inhale now, pull your left heel into your hip. Open everything to your left. Belly button is turning too. Pull your heel back behind you. Both arms are strong. And now reset your three-legged dog. And on your exhale, bring that forward, crossing the midline of your body here. So my left knee is in front of my left hip, and my left foot is in front of my right hip. You can drop to the hip if you need to, but either way, my leg is straight in the back. I'm trying to roll this hip forward. Top of my foot is pushing into the floor. If you can get off of your hip and have squared off shoulders and hips to your mat, even better. Think about the spine being long here. So same thing as I've been saying, we're not tucking and rounding the shoulders. Breathe deep into your lower back. Good. From there, walk yourself up. Now leave your left foot where it is. Take your right leg all the way around. Good. Now, if you need to modify, you can take this left leg and just straighten it. Okay. Find your posture. And you might feel like your right hip is off the floor. That's okay, but I want you to push it downward as you sit up tall. Good. Give your leg a hug. Now, it's not your head that's doing the work. Let your rib cage turn. Try not to lean onto this back hand. See, I can just lift it. It's just a little kickstand there. Good. Breathe deep into your belly. Feel like you're just taking up all the space with your breath. Good. From here, just take that right leg back, and we're going to lift into tabletop. Tuck your feet into downward dog, and then just enjoy a walk to the top of your mat and your standing extension. Exhale and fold. Good. We're going to step back with the left leg. Come up to your high lunge. Good. Now we have an extra move on this side because last time we were here, I forgot to twist. We did it on the other side, but not this side. So let's twist. You're going towards your right leg. Drop into your knee. Again, keep your shoulders over your hips. Good. Come back to the high lunge and just grab those hands behind you. Open up your shoulders. and take your back leg, turn it, straighten your legs. Now, just because you had to drop your hands on the other side does not mean you have to on this side, or vice versa. Maybe you could do the arms, but this time you need to reach down. That's okay. Really reach that rib cage down your front leg, then fold. Add the arms if you can. Good. Take the hands down and step back to your downward dog. Come to plank. One plank push-up if you want. Chaturanga up dog. There's it getting a little harder. Good. Tuck your feet and take your right leg into three-leg dog. Big breath, strong arms. Pull your heel into your hamstring. Open everything to the right. You're looking out under your right arm. Try to pull that knee behind you. Come back and reset your three-leg dog. And then bring the right leg under you for pigeon on this side. Now, it's really normal for your hips to be, different from side to side. So if you need to modify to the hip, you can, or stay squared off with your mat, hips off the floor. Back leg is pushing into the floor. Try not to think about going low with this pose, but long with this pose. Long might be here. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, breathe deep into your back. Feel the expansion of your rib cage. Good. From here, bring yourself up. And if you're not on your hip, go ahead and get there. Sit up tall. And then take your back leg around, flat foot to the floor. Take that other leg straight if you need to modify there. Find your posture. Give yourself a hug. And again, your left hip might be coming off the floor, but I want you to push it down. Turn your rib cage. Your head just follows. So your pose doesn't change when you move your head because it's really all in your lower body. Push that left hip down. My hand behind me is light. It's just there to remind me to sit up tall. Good. From there, just unwrap your left leg. Come to tabletop. And we're going to go to downward dog. Good. And instead of a walk in, drop your knees and sit back into child's pose. Think about when we started class and you did that very first child's pose. This one should feel much different hopefully better now that we've gotten the joints moving. Good. From here, we're just going to roll up onto our shins. Good. Take a breath up through center. Now push your left hip forward as you rotate to your right. Your hand can come to the back of your leg or all the way to your heel. Reach up, revolved half camel. So right now your sternum should be kind of angled off to the right. You should feel like you're pushing your left hip forward. Now, if you've never done this before, just listen to me. I'm going to inhale. On my exhale, I'm going to push my right hip forward as well and rotate my heart to the ceiling. Okay, going into full half camel. So revolved half camel. Now inhale, push that right hip forward and up. Good. Soften your hips. Come back into prayer. Good job. Inhale. Push the right hip forward. Reach towards your left and revolve. Now inhale. Exhale. Push your left hip forward. Open up that sternum to the ceiling. Good. Soften the hips. Come back to prayer. Good job. From here, I just want you to windshield wiper your legs and come around to seated. Good. Walk your sit bones back toward the back of your mat. Take a breath. Now pull those rib cages toward your thighs. Seated fold. Good. Unhinge. Put your feet together in bound pose. Good. Grab hold of your feet and find your sit bones, pushing down again as you lift your heart. And then I just want you to bounce your knees. Good. Now stop the knees. Take your right hand and put it on your right knee, okay, or the leg, the thigh. Keep your left hand on your legs or on your feet. Sit up tall and just gently push the right hip down. Good. Now listen, keep your right hand where it is on the right leg. Take your left hand behind you. And this time we're turning to the left as we push the right hip or right knee down. Good. Come back to the center. Grab hold of your feet with your right hand and just gently push your left knee down. Good. Keep your left hand where it is. Reach around with your right and find your posture and then push and turn. You're looking to your right, pushing that left leg down. It doesn't have to be a lot, right? Don't force anything that shouldn't be. And come back to the center. Bring your knees together and come down. Good. Now take a breath and grab your left leg. Push your right leg out. And I want you to flex that foot and push your leg to the ground. Feel this hip flexor stretch here. Good. Right leg's going to come in and grab your right leg. Drop your left foot out. Push your left leg down as you pull the right knee in. And bring it in. Good. Now, I just want you to open your hands, elbows to the floor, and then back your knees up so that your knees are over your hips. We're not settling in yet. Inhale as you drop to your left, almost to the floor. Keep your right shoulder on the floor, and exhale, bring it back up. Inhale over to your right. Keep your left shoulder on the floor. Use those elbows to push down and come back up. Inhale to your left and exhale up. Keep your knees over your hips. You're going to want to pull them in. Don't let yourself do it yet. And one more time, left. One more time, right. Good. Now, grab your knees and roll to your left. Take a breath. Open those arms. Take that right arm to the floor. Look away from your knees. Now, everything that you had to tighten to do those twists, I want you to think about relaxing. Good. Come back to the center, hands to the knees. Roll everything to your right. Take a big breath. Exhale, left shoulder to the floor. And again, come back to the center. Drop your feet to the floor and let your legs fall together. I want you to think of the next minute or so as your arrival into your Shavasana, your rest pose. Maybe this is where you're going to stay. Maybe it's not. If you choose to move, really think about moving slowly with purpose and letting yourself melt into your new position. Let your eyes get heavy. Really let your attention go to your breath. See if you can make your inhale match your exhale. Allow your jaw to relax. Let your shoulders and arms melt into the floor. Take some time to just slowly breathe down your spine. letting yourself sink into the floor a little bit more with each exhale. When you arrive at your lower back, really spend some time there, feeling your breath float outward from your lower back, around your hips and into your belly. Relax your glutes. Allow your hips to become heavy. Let your legs fall out if they want to. Let your knees be soft. Just enjoy this quiet time. Begin to feel your body in contact with the floor. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And try to roll to one side now before you come all the way to seated. Just sit in a pose that's comfortable for you. And bring the hands into prayer. Take a breath up, both hands. Now reach back with your right hand. Exhale, just a gentle turn here. And come back up. And we'll go to the left. And come back up. Exhale into prayer. Good. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. And back up. One more breath up. Exhale. God bless you guys. Namaste. Awesome job today. Let me know if you have any questions. You guys are great.
Thanks, Kelly. Everybody have a good weekend.